People forget courage doesn't move like a lightning bolt. It doesn't just strike you when you need it. In Nashville in 1960, courage came from practice. A group of college students decided to challenge segregation at downtown lunch counters. But they didn't just walk in and go for it. They actually trained. They spent time meeting in church basements and borrowed classrooms, and they rehearsed what it would feel like to be screamed at, or shoved, or even spit on. They practiced having people pour food over your head and having slurs shouted at you. And your job was to stay calm, not passive, but calm. Staying present by remaining motivated by your purpose. They practiced breathing with ease. They practiced keeping their hands from trembling. They even practiced getting arrested. So with wisdom far beyond their years, they somehow knew the body would remember. When the moment came, they wouldn't have to just hope for the best. These were students from Fisk University, Tennessee A&I, American Baptist Theological Seminary, even some from Mahari too. And they trained at that time under Reverend James Lawson, who was a Vanderbilt divinity student who had studied nonviolence in India. You see, to him, this wasn't just a protest. It was preparation for a different kind of citizenship altogether. And with that framework, they didn't just show up. They organized, they coordinated messaging, they made sure the press would see what happened. They even assigned spokespeople and already had legal support lined up. So when students were arrested, more just took their place. And those students, too, were disciplined and ready. And then on April 19th, 1960, the home of attorney Z. Alexander Luby was bombed. He and his wife survived, but something in the city broke wide open. And that same day, nearly 4,000 students marched in silence to City Hall. And there, Diane Nash, who we've covered before on this channel, asked Mayor Ben West one question. She asked, "Do you believe it is wrong to discriminate against someone solely based on their race?" And the mayor said yes. In the weeks after that confrontation, and following negotiations with downtown merchants, Nashville began desegregating its lunch counters. And on May 10th, 1960, it became the first major southern city to do just that. So why does this matter now? Because crisis has a way of making us freeze. We want to act and help, but we don't know how. And so instead we scroll until we become enraged online. And ultimately, many folks shut down in one way or another. But what Nashville teaches us is that courage is a muscle. Those folks said, you don't have to be born brave. You can train for it. And so they did. This can be done with one issue and one friend to rehearse with. And together you can craft a calm plan for when someone lashes out. You don't need necessarily a whole movement. Just a small room, maybe a mirror and a notebook, or maybe a neighbor. The fact is, that's where it starts. That's where it always starts. So maybe the question isn't, am I brave enough? Maybe it's, what could I train for today so I am ready when it matters?